of all the YouTube channels to be sent to, it just had to be this one. Like and subscribe.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Ryder here, and I'm here with a guest today, the Kingdom Key. I'll let him introduce himself and what he does on YouTube.
Hey, how's it going everyone? I am the Kingdom Key, and to all my fellow Keyblade wielders watching and supporting Ryder on his channel, thank you for doing so. So what I do on YouTube is I cover a lot of Kingdom Hearts fact videos, as well as Kingdom Hearts Let's Plays, and other little Kingdom Hearts discussions as well, and there will eventually be some Kingdom Hearts lore videos. I have just got to get around to doing it and formatting it. Ryder, thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, good time. We recorded another video right now. It's a lot of fun. But right now, we're going to do a top 10 organization members, and we're going to do Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, so all of them are included. There are 19 characters we have here, but we're going to pick the top 10 or 13, and the rest are just losers.
Number 10.
Or Luxord. It's Luxord. I was saying Luxord. He, in Kingdom Hearts 2, he was just a guy with cards, and he would talk, and he would just say something about cards, and it was just kind of, it made sense. He was his own person, but we never really knew anything about him. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 comes around, and you beat the game, and yeah, it's kind of the same, but then Sora beats him, and he gives him this card, and it's like, hey, by the way, this will help you out later. Whatever that means. No. It's just some kind of get out of jail free card for Kingdom Hearts 4.
And then also you gotta give him credit and Remind, because like he was prodding Xigbar, like trying to figure out what he was up to, like if he was up to something.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know for sure, but he had a hunch.
I can't help but read in exactly. Yeah, I can't help but read into my opponent's strategy. He's like, it was either you or Xemnas. He's like, oh, it must have been Xemnas. He's like, oh, well, that's crazy because I asked him. And he said it wasn't him. Yeah, and it's like the whole cutscene ends with this like great line where, he's like, who are you really, Xigbar? And then he leaves, and then Xigbar looks at him and is like, who are you really?
Yeah.
And then you beat Yozora. And, Yozora wakes up, and the guy in the front seat is like, hey, we're here, or whatever. I don't remember exactly what he says, but it's Luxord. It's Luxord in the seat. That man's driving Yozora around like his butler.
Number 9 is gonna have to be Roxas, because he shares similar traits to that. Like, like he was told by Nominee he wasn't.
He shouldn't exist.
It's like.
And my video I was totally going off as when I was a kid. I didn't want Roxas to exist. I was like, bro, get this man out of here. I want to play a Sora. And you essentially you project your hatred onto Roxas, only to find out that Roxas shouldn't exist himself, and then you're like, oh dang.
Roxas, I take back what I said.
Mean. I've been kind of mean. Maybe you can exist. Yeah. He walks the same road as Xian. Obviously, Xian gave herself back first before Roxas was ready to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But man, he walked a very similar road where he struggled with giving up his life.
Oh yeah, man.
To be part of Sora.
Yeah, like the road that he walked was like a tough one, like a real tough. And it's like the fact that it's like he even didn't care anymore, because like he believed in himself so much that he could fight and win. Because it was like Axel said to him, you get on the organization's bad side, they'll destroy you. He was like, I don't care, no one will miss me. And he's like, I don't care, I'm on a mission right now for Xian.
Yeah, so number 8, I think I'm gonna choose Xian. We gotta get him in there. People are gonna get upset in the comments. Yeah, she's great. I mean, 358. I remember playing that on the DS as a kid, and I just remember thinking to myself, oh, number 14, Xian. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't question it. I was like, that's weird, because in Kingdom Hearts 2, they only said there were 13 of them. Yeah. But, yeah, the whole plot of the game makes sense.
Yeah.
She's a character, a replica created to suck the life out of Roxas. And that's just full of tragedy.
That is full of tragedy and like mass manipulation.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and that
yeah,
doesn't just go off in that game. It's in Kingdom Hearts
yeah,
3 as
it's
well.
like she is like the one. So it's like sort of like making a tool, right? That is really useful to you, but it tires you out. It sucks out all your energy. And it's like that's what she was.
Yeah,
But she connected with Roxas because she's supposed to take out all of his energy. And it's like,
exactly.
bro. And also, if you've read the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania, right? Um, I've just done this as a fact on my channel. According to the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimania, Xian is actually a time traveler, but doesn't have a self of sense or awareness because of her heart at the time of the
Exactly.
organization hasn't responded yet and is trying to get those memories back from Sora's heart. I was like,
Exactly, like, because that part of her heart was still in
yeah,
Sora.
so,
That was just literally her recompleted from data. The Remind fight was really good because a lot of times the laser attacks would go to the sound of the music, and it was just like, whoa, this is going to the music. It wasn't all the time, but a good
yeah,
amount
when it
of time would
synced
do
up,
that.
it like really made it whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and she had the most depressing line whenever you when Sora would beat her. Or no, when she beats Sora, when she kills Sora, she says, "You're going where I belong," and it's like, dang. Number 7,
Zyax is next.
Zyax. Oh yeah, I
Like,
like
don't get me wrong, like
Okay.
I like him, I really do, but I
Yeah.
feel like he is again too much of like he sucks up too much to Xemnas, then a little like you don't
Yeah.
see too much interaction with them, but he's basically like the
Yeah.
errand boy, like the soldier. I do what I'm
Exactly.
told.
Yeah, he was a very good boy in 358 days, and he rejoined the organization again. And then after you remember that they're Axel and him are friends, you're like, why would you go
Yeah.
back? Why would you go back? And again, it goes back to the
Yeah.
girl. He's like, I went back to find this girl, and we found nothing. He's like, it was all a waste of time.
Yeah,
And yeah, he was a bootlicker for no reason.
basically, I mean, don't get me wrong, his weapon is freaking dope. Like the way how like he
Oh, yeah.
literally like don't get me wrong, like when I was a kid,
Oh, one of the harder
Oh,
fights, man, in both
like
games.
legit. But it's like, don't get me wrong, like as a kid, I thought because of like the way how he looks, the way how he's got like that scar, the way how his hair is sort of lined up, and the way how his ears are sort of pointed. I thought they were
Yeah.
genuinely theming him around the moon and trying to make him like a reference to like sort of like a werewolf kind of thing. That's just the vibe I got from it. But then again, I was like, I was a kid, but now I know better. But it's like, knowing like you just see him like ascend to the air, and he's like the moon shines down. It's like, damn,
Moon,
It's
shine
like-
down.
it's
Yeah.
like, you know. But yeah, it's like very cool weapon. He is sort of like the berserker of the group. Like he will just rush and like smash the living frick out of you with like no.
Just beat
Yeah,
you
no, do that.
down.
Um,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I did enjoy. You know, I think I enjoy the way how he is so straightforward as well. It's like he just will come up
Oh,
to
yeah.
Sora and say things. So he's like, Sora, keep collecting those hearts for us. You don't want to end up like Riku.
Number 6. I think this guy is so cool, and his impact on the series to come, I think, will
Oh boy, I think
continue.
Oh wow,
Ventis.
okay, did not see this coming.
Yeah. So Vanitas, I mean, first of all, he's just a cool character in Birth by Sleep. That at the time I was like, okay, he's Ventus's darker half. He's just this guy that exists, and he looks like Sora, and that makes sense. You know, when you dive into that, I know this man, the Kingdom Key, made a video on that at some point, so go
Yeah,
check that
guys,
out.
if you want like a quick explain Cliff Notes version, that is basically what that video is, and I just tried my best. So thank you for letting them know.
Yeah, no problem. And in Kingdom Hearts 3, when he's dying, he's having this conversation, and Sora's like, you can't just be darkness. And then he's like, but I am darkness. And it's like, oh, dang, okay. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. He's literally the darkness from Ven's heart. But then Remind comes out. and then the Union Cross stuff keeps coming out. And it's like, no, he's not just darkness. He's one of these dark beings that's been talked about all the way back. I think he's like the one, and even I'm not like,
No
can't get it
one's
all
even
straight.
sure
I think
because
he's the...
there's not enough information still.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot that's not written in stone yet. I think he's the one darkness that's trapped in the real world.
Yeah.
And Ventis is this darkness. Oh yeah, and I think this is correct because in Dark Road, Xehanort has a discussion with him after dropping Ven off. Like he's walking out of the land of departure, and he's like, let's just say I know what you actually are. For number 5, is there one that you think is like really evil or deserves to be there because they're just terrible?
Just terrible? I wouldn't say terrible. I would say level of leadership or like manipulativeness as like Xemnas. I would have to say I'd have to go to Marluxia. Due to the fact that he had the I guess you could say traitornization.
Yeah,
because it's like,
yeah, right. He essentially was like, I'm going to lead my own organization. Like, we're gonna take it.
Yeah, it's like the fact that it's like he brought Sora, Donald, and Goofy, lured them to Castle Oblivion, and made them forget everything, even though he was manipulating Naminé because she was held like.
Yeah, just to gaslight him into turning him into a weapon. The same way that, by the way, Ansem the Wise did. Like, everyone's just a terrible person in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like, hey, yo, this man's like a... Wait a minute.
Yeah.
But no, it's also like, he's the only organization member with a freaking giant scythe.
Yeah. Oh,
so it's like...
And then the man...
No, go on.
I was gonna say, the man had Nomura like was like, yeah, he wanted to take over the organization, and I never asked myself why. And then he's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna put that in the mobile game. You know, slight spoilers for Union Cross and just Union Cross. Yeah, he's like one of the main leaders of the Dandelions. His name's Lorium, and he's like looking for his sister Strelitzia, who's one of the main characters of Kingdom Hearts 4, as far as we know. You know? Number 4, there's someone I want to say, but I think I gotta say Xemnas. Like, that man is cool. He's got the sexy voice. What's not to like about?
So my Kingdom Hearts ruined again.
Right, and he's just gaslighting, like the man who's just like, yeah, I have no feeling, I have no emotion. And then his straight exists, and he's just like,
Sora, are you sure you can trust Riku?
You know, like, he's just trying to tear them apart. Even when there was nothing, they weren't going to stop. They weren't going to be like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't trust Riku.
Nah, their friendship is too ironclad.
Oh, absolutely. But he still tried. That's what's so great about him, yeah. And then,
also,
it was the fact that he was also...
Not to mention, like, also, like, his weapons are basically beam sabers.
Yeah, like, I was calling them lightsabers before they were lightsabers, you know? Absolutely, the man's crazy. I just respect that Nomura in Kingdom Hearts 3, even after saying, oh yeah, he had Xehanort's heart in him, that he kind of kept up with he doesn't really have a lot of emotions, and he had that regretful moment when he was passing away, where he was kind of like, dang, man, kind of did all this, and it's pain. It's painful.
Like the first of emotion I have in years, and it's lonely. I feel the emptiness where my companions once stood. It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah. You killed all my friends, and now I'm sad. And it's just like, oh, dang, that's a weird moment to get from Xemnas. Yeah,
the guy who shows no emotion at all, and he's like, ah.
Oh yeah,
he's like the perfect ASMR man. It's got to be Axel.
Yeah, Axel's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, like Axel's cool. Like, I mean, like, he's cool because of it's like he's a real friend, you know, and it's like a real friend will do things for you that others wouldn't go out of lengths way to do. So it's like, you remember in Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, it's like, even though like Axel has to like stop Xian, he's like, I'm gonna be there to bring you back. He's like, you can just keep on running, but I'll keep showing up. You know, like, that's a real friend. Whereas like a fake friend was just like, nah, I've tried once. I don't even want to. Bye.
absolutely. And he did the same thing with Kingdom Hearts 2. He kept showing up for Roxas in Twilight Town, and even went as far as once Roxas rejoined with Sora, kidnapping Kairi to see his friend. Like,
he did.
Like, maybe that was a little not pog, but Axel, yeah, I mean, he will do whatever.
Oh
for his
yeah,
friends.
no man, and plus like he's got like probably the most overused catchphrase, and I'm not gonna lie, on my old channel, my intro used to be, "I'm so fly."
I'm so fly.
Yeah, and then like just like a remix version of the 13th struggle, but no, it's like he has like the whole got it memorized, and it's like
got it.
and it's like the fact that he's been saying that his whole life too, like even when he wasn't a nobody, he was saying it when he was Lee.
Number 2, I think number 2 has got to be Old Man Xehanort. I generally, like, up to a couple hours ago thought he was number 1, but Xigbar is so cool. But outside of Xigbar, Old Man Xehanort didn't make his first appearance until Birth by Sleep in a backstory game, right?
So,
and then, even then, his appearances were limited. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, like I mean, so this is where like we can have this conversation, right? And people are either gonna this is gonna start like an argument in the comments. I feel like, so because it was already said in Dream Drop Distance, and because it correlates to Kingdom Hearts 1, when Sora first had that conversation with what people assumed was Ansem, because it was Ansem's voice, don't you remember when they said actually that was just young Xehanort brewed down to nothing but a heart? So technically that was his first appearance.
But we didn't know enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Back then.
You know,
exactly.
We got gaslit by freaking Kingdom. Damn it, Nomura and the creative team. But
yeah, this man.
No, I would definitely agree with you. I'd say, yeah, it's like as much as like Xehanort is like the perfect character that you love to hate.
Another thing that's just really great about him is, like you said, he started young and he had to work his way up, but this man was a self-proclaimed, I've thought every possibility out, and even when in the possibility where Sora wins, Sora loses. Like Kingdom Hearts 4 wouldn't exist if Sora didn't win Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, no, it's
like
true.
Everything was planned out.
It is true. It's like even young Xehanort said to Sora, "There is no saving you."
Yeah, and yeah, right, exactly. Even Melody and Memory, like even as far as Melody and Memory, he did some crap to freaking Kairi like decades before, probably a decade before. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely, it's crazy.
Yeah, nah, it's just nuts how everything is like, correlating and connected with every little contingent plan and possibility.
Yeah.
So that's definitely why Xehanort has to get number 2.
Number 3.
Coming in at number 1 for me has to be Ziggy Zigbar.
Ziggy Zigbar. I mean, what's not to like about Ziggy Zigbar?
I'm so dumb. That's a dumb joke that I came out with. But anyway, no, it's gotta be Zigbar, man. It's like the first moment that you see him in Kingdom Hearts 2, I fell in love with him. Like just the whole sarcastic, laid-back, I don't care attitude. It's just like the whole fact that he's toying with them too, and he just like he doesn't care. And it's like the fact that like, again, spoilers ahead, warning, click off if you don't want to get spoiled, but I'm pretty sure everyone, if not most people, have seen Kingdom Hearts 3 by now. The fact that the end of the epilogue, like it clicked in like my brain, even reawoke memories. Like I jumped back in time to when I was like 8 or 9 playing Kingdom Hearts 2. I was like,
it is so cool.
This is why this man was so laid back, so non-surprised at most things. It's because he was the perfect actor. He was just acting in a role.
It was all planned.
So he had.
The man was just.
Let's go on. Sorry.
Absolutely. I was just saying, the man was just gaslighting Xehanort the whole time. Like my thought was maybe Xehanort's number 1, like Old Man Xehanort. He's really cool, but no. This man was gaslighting Xehanort, so like you can say he was the smartest person, but he gaslit him, so like he can't be the best. He's literally the better one because he fooled him for so long.
He fooled Xehanort, the guy who can literally make 13 of himself. Oh, and time travel.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like that man, and he does it all the time. This man is like getting new hosts and stuff all the time. Like Xehanort did it once. This man has done it countless times. We don't know how many times this man has gotten a new body. With that being said, thank you so much for watching the top 10. Probably would have done a couple more, but yeah, it's getting a little long. But yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad that I got to be here with the Kingdom Key. And I'll let you just hit you with one last thing about his channel before we end off. But don't worry, his link will be in my description. You'll be able to check it out there.
So yeah, guys, I mean, if you want to check out any of the videos that I've done and anything else, I've had a good time here with Ryder, so he and I may team up for some more Kingdom Hearts content.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be great. I mean, there's plenty of things to discuss, like I said. I mean, I may even get him on to read a well, not even top, but get him on to do some Kingdom Hearts fact videos, because, yeah, as you guys know, I've been open with you. I'm dyslexic, and sometimes reading some of them, I'm like, yeah, no, I ain't touching that one. Yeah, I legit become Sora. Huh?
Yeah. Huh? What? Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to both of our channels if you are coming onto this for the first time. But yeah, just let me know what you think. Is there anyone in the comments that you think we should have chosen that we did not? Let me know. It could be a good time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day.
Peace.